Tulsa, Oklahoma, home to the Tulsa Golden Hurricane and Skelly Field, where the fans have gathered and they are ready to see those Hurricanes gather some strength. Today, these two teams square off in what should be an exciting Mountain West showdown. As we'll see, the San Diego State Aztecs taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And the Aztecs will put total leather and we'll get started. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Bunch formation for these receivers. Gonna run it. It's moved. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1. Let's talk for just a second here about Tulsa. Biggest problem for schools that aren't the traditional powerhouses, getting the bodies they need, especially on the defensive front. And, David, they got a good one out of high school last week.
It's so nice to get a 3-star defensive lineman. A guy like that's got some size.
He's loose on the right. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. And how about taking a big chunk out of this defense on the opening drive?
And with the speed they have on the perimeter, Reese, no doubt, they want to come out here and test this secondary, test these DBs, and they know they've got the QB with the arm talent to get the ball there. That's a great start for this offense.
Tulsa now has it in the red zone. Back to throw, it's Francis. Right down the middle. Makes the catch. And he wanted the score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And to the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Golden Hurricane.
We know a lot of offenses like to script their opening 10 plays going into games. They practice it over and over and over again throughout the week, and you just saw flawless execution on the opening drive by the offense. A nice job mixing in pass and run, getting different guys involved here early. They cap it off with a nice run late, but what a great job to take control of this game, and the offense, they've got it moving now.
The ball will be placed at the 40 after that kick out of bounds. Off the RPO, complete. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Not wasting any time. You just watch the opponent go down on their first drive and score a touchdown. So right away, you're aggressive. You're throwing the football on your first play of the game, and you're getting a nice completion. Really nice job.
They have a first down at the 41-yard line. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Fires to the middle. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
They'll leave it with him. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Motion from the wide receiver. Oh, he's got some space. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Aztecs. I'm not sure anyone even breathed on that running back by the time he got into the end zone.
Nah, so many blockers out in front. Where are the defenders? I mean, it's a good idea. You know, the guy with the ball, that's usually the guy we want to go tackle. Go get him.
Lining up for the point after and the lead. And they move on top with the extra point, 7-6. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And it was closed out by the fantastic 25-yard touchdown run. He'll bring it out. It's Green. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll get another look at this Tulsa offense. These two teams swapping early scores, and they'll try to move back on top, starting the drive down 7-6. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
That's a great example of this quarterback having intense confidence in his own arm talent. That was not an easy window to throw into, but he had the ability, and he knew it.
They created a lot of breathing room with that first play of the drive. Now first down from the 39.
Really good surge that time by the offensive line. You saw all those bodies by the defense being pushed backwards. That opened up the crease for the ball carrier. He's able to get a really nice gain there, setting up 2nd and inches.
The Golden Hurricane might just throw this thing deep on 2nd and inches. On the run, it's Booth. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
Tulsa comes to the line with a 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Francis. Oh, they're after him. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You've got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. Going for it all. And it's incomplete. Going for the massive, explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Got him downfield. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer. But you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where.
Looking for the end zone. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw it to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew it, but I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. The Golden Hurricane needing a big play to keep this drive going. Looking to throw, it's Francis. Unloads to the wideout. complete to the left. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
That completion will take them inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
So close to that end zone. He can almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
Well, you're down here in the red zone. You know you've got to be able to run the football, so good call going with the toss play. Nice blocking up front. Good patience by the back finding his crease.
And he was trying to cash in the end zone in this red zone threat, but it's incomplete.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, he gets tackled down at the 1-yard line, so offensively, do you feel confident enough on third here trying to hand it off again?
Yeah, and I'm taking both these downs, and I'm coming downhill. I'm running the football, trying to get this in the end zone. I only got a yard to go. I got to be physical.
And he really wanted to get the touchdown there, but it's incomplete.
And look at the quarterback, look at the players on offense. They're overlooking at the sidelines, begging to stay on the field and try and score this touchdown. They've been on the field for so many plays, for so long. When you've done all that work, you want to capitalize and you want to score a touchdown. You don't want to be kicking a field goal at this point.
Trying to barge their way in. He's not going to make it. Stopped short of the goal line. Tried to push his way in, but not wide enough on 4th and goal. The Aztecs backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a little space on first down. To the air on first down. Quick completion on the out route. Goes out of bounds right at the 15-yard line, and boy, did they need a little breathing room. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the first quarter. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Wide receiver going in motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. Turning it on. The 30. Inside the and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, San Diego State. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Man, it just means more in the SEC, and take a look at how things are playing out here. Florida is currently ahead in this one, but it's been a close one so far in the Swamp. They're up by 7 over LSU. We'll keep an eye on things until the final horn in a game that could shake things up a bit in the SEC.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Golden Hurricane offense comes back onto the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
How about that last big play? You're backed up, and now you've got it 1st and 10 from the 46. release on the RPO. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 45-yard line.
Man, this guy is so dynamic, and that's why you want to try to get him the ball as many ways as you can. That time, it's a screen throw, and he had some nice blocks downfield, but with his speed and elusive running ability, this dude is dangerous.
Jukes his way for more. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive, you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Looking to throw, it's Francis. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. The free safety timed his rush perfectly on the blitz, and they come up with the sack.
Yeah, and the free safety usually stays deep and plays coverage, plays in the middle of the field, but they spin him down, bring him in a blitz. You could tell, caught the offense off guard, and he gets the quarterback and gets the sack.
And they swarm him under.
The interesting thing about these RPOs is it takes a lot of communication. You know, the quarterback sticks it in the belly of the running back, and the running back doesn't know if he's going to take it or not. And you could tell, took the football, got north-south, got upfield, got a great positive gain and a positive play for this offense.
Tulsa in a tough spot here on 3rd and long. Makes the catch. It's Roberts. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
29. Offense facing 4th down.
Tulsa trying to pick up a 4th down conversion here. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. The chains will move, and they'll have 1st and 10 from inside the red zone at the 18.
Well, it's a heck of being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip-shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down, but they decided to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
Throws to the tight end. Touchdown, Tulsa! They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity. Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical, skill players.
Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off.
I love the coverage by the defense right here. Great job getting up in their space. Nothing easy down here for a 2-point conversion. The interception was just gravy.
14, Tulsa, 12.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Fielded in the end zone. It's James. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Guys, let's see what adjustments this San Diego State offense has made this time. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Keeps it on the bootleg. Gets rid of it. Quickly out to the tight end. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And what you talk about on defense is speed, is penetration, getting in the backfield, making something happen. And you could tell they got in there so quick, the offense couldn't recover, couldn't do anything with them. Nice job getting the tackle for a loss.
Using the quick game. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. And with that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
And the offense will stay on the field. Do you think they're just going to try to make the defense jump? And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line.
Well, how's that for being aggressive? Early in the game, 4th down, in your own territory, and you go for it. And then your offense is able to come up with the big play, generate a ton of momentum, and stay on the field. That is impressive.
Wants to throw on 1st down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
And that's okay. The offensive coordinator is not upset because, listen, quarterback decision-making, find your guys, find your matchups. He's made big plays already. He's already put up a game's worth of stats. Continue to find that guy. You'll have some misses, but he is your guy.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. Out of the backfield, he's open. Knocked down immediately, but a nice pickup on that one.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
They'll snap it from the 48 on 3rd and short. Defense dropping into soft coverage. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. A strike downfield. He's down at the 27. They can stop the clock, and this is a 1st down.
Well, this guy's having a day. It doesn't matter where he's lined up or what routes he's running. He just seems to always be getting open, and his quarterback is taking notice. He's looking his way. Nice job there, throwing in time, getting it to him in space and allowing him to go to work. This is turning into a very nice statistical day for this wide receiver.
The offense will have to use its first time out of the half. That's why the good Lord invented tight ends, isn't it, David? Get a good pickup on 1st down, open up the entire playbook.
And it just makes life so easy on quarterbacks. I mean, you got these guys that are so gifted athletically that you can do everything with them. They're like overgrown wide receivers, and now understanding zones and how to attack them. It's just unbelievable when you got these kind of big athletes.
Caught close to the marker, it's McClure. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the 1st down.
And guys, how many 1st downs is that just on this drive alone? I mean, this defense allows 1 or 2 more drives like this, and they're going to be gassed by the 3rd quarter.
And the Aztecs will have it 1st and 10. Let's go. Use the play fake, now to throw. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
Well, coming into this game, this offense knew that points were going to be at a premium. If you can't score touchdowns down here in the red zone, you at least got to come away with field goals, but you can't do that if you're throwing interceptions. That's just poor execution by the offense.
Back to pass, it's Francis. Throws for the tight end. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
Handoff from the gun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Ready to go here in the second half, and Tulsa will kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Aztecs offense ready to go back to work. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the...
Breaks into the open. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
Man, I want to be a running back in this offense. When you take that handoff to the right and you see that blocking and all the holes open up, that's a good sight for a running back.
You've heard of read and react. I think the defense read it. They just didn't react very well.
Well, when you got that kind of a line, just all that push they're getting on that right side, they just pushed the defensive lineman back, got in the linebacker's laps, and man, oh man, it was brutal up front.
The Aztecs just got that huge run. They'd love another explosive play. They're going to ride this running back. They stop him at the 42, but they're on a roll with a pickup of 15 and a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw.
Draws and screens are a great way to slow down really aggressive pass rushers. It allows the defensive ends and the defensive tackles to run upfield. The offensive linemen kind of push them upfield, go down to the next level, try to sneak in a big play.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The give to the tailback. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
Now on first down from the 28. 29 Philly. Looking to throw on first down. Finds his man. It's McClure.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
And the Aztecs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll run it. It's raining. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
To the ground with the back. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of pay dirt.
That's a big key for this offense. Now, you've got the lead here in the second half. You want to run the football. You've got to just keep getting positive yards. You got to keep the third downs manageable so you can stay on the field, bleed the clock. That's good.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Aztecs.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. The extra point is good, and they have a 9-point lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the SEC. Florida is up big right now in what's shaping up to be a blowout they'll be talking about in Gainesville for some time. They're up 14 over LSU. Implications galore inside the SEC, and we'll circle back if anything big should happen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. We'll get another look at this Tulsa offense. Wide open downfield. There he goes. They finally get him on the ground, and this junior turning in a big play after the catch.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Fires to the big fella.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game day.
He lets one fly deep. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
Good awareness by the defense. In this situation on the field, you know there's coordinators that like to try to take shots deep down the field and catch you napping, but the defense was ready for that one.
Tulsa trying to move the chains on third and short. That's caught. It's moved. He breaks a tackle. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down.
Great job by the running back on this play. It's a big third down, and his ability to catch the ball, turn around, get north, make a guy miss, and go move the sticks. Awesome individual effort.
Right on the money. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Man, listen, you get zone coverage and you can hit that curl route and he comes open continually. Keep hitting it. This might be a play to come back to.
Tulsa comes to the line with a 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. It's Booth. Fights off the defender. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness.
Touchdown, Golden Hurricane. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
And the running back gets his second rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
Looking for a man. It's Francis. Finds his big tight end. And he's able to shed one tackle, but still, just a very short gain. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. They'll get this drive started from their own 26. Trying to seal the edge on the right. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss. But on offense, your mindset has to be, we need to be the more physical team here in the second half. We've got the lead, third quarter. We want to run the ball. We've got to have more success getting our blocks and moving forward if we're going to win this game.
Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. Looking to fire. He's got it down the middle. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
Well, this guy has been a weapon all game long. They've lined him up all over the field. He's run all different types of routes. The defense has not been able to cover him, and he's got now over 150 receiving yards.
The Aztecs are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. Intercepted, just what the defense's doctor ordered. Taking it the other way. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. So the touchdown will stand. Penalty on the defense waved off, and the points go on the board. Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looking for those open spaces and opportunity. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The give to the back. Got to be smart, patient, great vision. Uses all of that to get to the 29.
Brings up 2nd down.
That's the end of the period, and Tulsa has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. And a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. Leaves it with the back. Looking for room at the 40. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure. It's a 1st down.
I love the play called running the football here in the 4th quarter because with the score what it is right now, everything is at your disposal on offense. You are not panicking. This isn't throw every single down, all of a sudden 2-minute air raid type stuff. You can run the ball. You can do all of your stuff, personnel, shifting, motioning. You just got to be very, very careful and absolutely cannot turn it over.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Off the play fake. Here comes the heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Got a man, it's McClure. Couldn't ask for much more there. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Makes the catch. It's Napier. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there.
He's brought down at the 38. 2nd down coming up.
They'll line up for a 2nd down play. They'll go with a direct snap. He stopped at the 32-yard line, pick up a 5 on the play, and it'll be a first down.
I love the play call by the offense here running the ball. The score is what it is right now. You don't have to panic. You don't have to throw it every single down. You don't have to go up tempo. Just run your stuff. Be balanced. Run the football. Make sure this defense stays honest.
And he runs into a wall. Maybe got it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a really good stop by the defense. Jesse, they need a few more. You've given up a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now, and this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and third down is coming.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the middle. He's got an open man. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13. Third down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
No, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
And the Aztecs had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, San Diego State. And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the 4th.
And this is a running back, guys, that gets better as the game goes on. Here we are late in this one, and he's still breaking off big runs. Impressive, making people miss, showing you the speed. And that touchdown gives his team the lead.
And he knocks it through, and the lead is a field goal here in the 4th quarter. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Big one this week in the SEC. Heck, they're all big ones in that conference. Florida is just boat racing them right now, thanks to an offense that's putting up video game numbers. They're up by 18 over LSU. Games like these just mean more in the SEC, and we'll circle back if anything big happens you should see.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Golden Hurricane offense comes back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
That's a backbreaker if you're the offensive coordinator, because on 1st down, you ran the ball, had a really nice gain. Short yardage situation, you just get completely blown up, and now you're having to probably dial up a throw on 3rd down. You need more consistency from the guys up front.
Dropping back, it's Francis. Time to take a shot. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Quick completion on the out. There he goes to the right. Turns out to be an easy easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on 4th down.
And that was a play they absolutely had to have. 4th down by 1 possession. You've got to find a way. Someone's got to step up and make a play, and they did it right there. That is going to be huge for their confidence.
Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Here's the give off the left side. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Great job by that defender. I mean, he timed that snap count perfectly, got into the backfield and created the negative play.
The Golden Hurricane needing a huge chunk play to convert on 3rd down. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. Tulsa checking to see what's in the playbook for 3rd and forever. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it fly deep downfield.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Man, that's a big kick. That's a big moment, a lot of pressure. He delivers, ties this football game up late in the 4th quarter.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Looking downfield on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's McClure. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. So now it's 2nd and long. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
After that incompletion, now 4th down in your own end. With this much time left, do you trust your defense to get a stop? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. If you don't, then you need to go for this right now, and you need to try to go win this game.
We'll get another look at this Tulsa offense. So here it is, plenty of time to go and an opportunity to move the ball down the field and win it, David.
Yeah, and you rep this every single week. The 2-minute drill, you got to be precise. You know exactly what your favorite plays are, Palmer. Go down the field, get me in field goal range.
And it comes down to the awareness, right? Especially at the quarterback position. You're understanding the timeout situation, working the boundary and the sideline. What's the clock showing me? It all comes down to this.
Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Tulsa. And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
And how about this offense, man? They knew they needed to execute. Great play calling, great drive, put it together. Now you got a chance to go up by 7 late in this ball game and then let your defense go on the field and seal it for you.
Well, they didn't exactly milk the clock on that drive, did they? 2 plays and into the end zone for the touchdown. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them.
Set to kick off.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. things started on this drive from the 24. Corner's going to give them room. Trying to start the drive with a pass. On target. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down. The offense takes a timeout with 30 seconds left. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Looking to throw on first down. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Well, that's going to make it a little tougher. It's 1st and 20. They'll go to the air. He's taking a deep shot. And it's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down after a huge gain and picking up the first down. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining. They'd hoped to come up with explosive plays, and they used one there to set them up inside the 30, 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Well, you know the defense felt freaked out on that one. Here in the 4th quarter, and you're lined up against one of the fastest players in all of college football. They're taking a shot up top. You just hold on tight and hope for the best. And that time, they were able to force an incompletion.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Here's the pressure. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Man, this late in the game, it's go time. I got to have a score. I'm not worried about downs. I'm going through my 2-minute script. We know what's coming. We practiced this all week. It's second down, incomplete pass, go to 3rd down. If we need to go for it on 4th down, this offense just has to keep that high energy up and try to run these plays fast.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Hauls it in. There he goes. Headed to the end zone. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Aztecs.
Well, you can't do it better than that, guys. Getting the touchdown with just seconds to go. The extra point will now give them the lead. Maybe time for a kickoff and one more play. They can just hang on for 2 more plays after this extra point. They're going to win this game.
And they did need that extra point to take the lead, and now they have it here in the 4th. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Oh, and now the ball has been knocked free. And lucky for them, they got that football back. You want to hand off some momentum, that would have been the way to do it. So after stumbling around a bit earlier this season, they put together 3 consecutive wins and seem to have righted the ship.
Dang right. How do you handle adversity? Every coach talks about that. They dealt with it now. They got the loss. They had a little bit of struggle early in the season. What do? You respond by putting a winning streak together, gaining some momentum as the season closes.
And sometimes the good thing about losing games early is that you know you're not perfect. You have to come out. You've got to bring your A game to the park each and every week, and that's what we've seen from this team now recently. They've got tremendous players, they've got an outstanding coaching staff. When they put it all together and they play with great effort, this team's tough to beat.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese.